Very good afternoon, everyone, and a warm welcome to our today's session on medical legal education. Today, as our guest, we have Advocate Dr. Arun Mishra with us, who will be speaking, who will be imparting knowledge on medical legal aspects with regards to dentistry. Apart from him, we have Uday Jadhav and Dr. Lakshmi Kant from Edelweiss, who will be helping us out with the queries on COVID policies. Also, we have Ms. Ankita with us from Complete Wellness, who will be guiding us on the Complete Wellness application. So here we welcome Dr. Arun Mishra, sir, and I rest it to him to start with the session. Thank you.
Very, very good afternoon, friends, and warm welcome on behalf of Indian Dental Association for another knowledge sharing session conducted for their members in today's scenario. Friends, in past I had lots of lectures which I have taken for various IDA people and district wise, and I have found that this is the need of the hour. In last 16 to 20 years of my journey in medical law, I have seen a very steep growth when I speak about medical negligence cases. And more in very recent past in dentistry. In earlier experience of mine was that dental are the safest people in this country when I talk about medical negligence. But last 2-3 years, the amount of growth which I have personally observed is really a warning and only defends what I have found with my experience after handling 16,000 plus issues in the country in every specialty, every pathy, including the dentistry, where probably if I need to number it, it could be more than 500 plus cases which have came to me in relation to dentistry of every type. I found that best defense for any people is to have a knowledge of the subject. It's all not said by me, but it has been told by every ancestor and the preachers, even including Bhagavan Gautam Buddha, who said, the ignorance is cause of suffering. And if you want to cease the suffering, replace ignorance with the knowledge. Friends, you are master in your field. You are very, very good in your field. Being a dental surgeon, you are master. No one can beat you on your subject. If you take your brother to some other dentist for the treatment, for sake of treatment, or they consult, knowing the knowledge, you know that other doctor is going to speak truth, or if they are not aware, you know what counter to be. But the same thing happened with the patient when it comes to you, and patient has got no knowledge of dentistry, and whatever you advise him, whatever you guide him, counsel him, he follows the same and goes with your treatment. Because of ignorance, they never question you. And same applies when I talk about medical law. In medical law, since you are not aware about any procedure of medical law, any call from the police station, any call from the advocate, any notices from the advocate, or even the threat given by the patient and their relatives makes you really feel helpless in such a situation, and you struggle to get the answer to the same. Friend, let me very honestly and very, very confidently express my feeling to my people. And with all responsibility, I take this word and I share with all the people today that law is very good for the doctor. I'll repeat, law is very good for the doctor if they know it. Means you are well protected in this country when there is a medical law comes in the picture. But the misconception given by WhatsApp universities, various social medias, and lots of inputs from the colleagues here and say has threatened and feared my people. And any case happens in dentistry, any corner in the country, which get viral in domain of a WhatsApp, and you tend to see that particular video, or could be audio, or could be some post, you get frightened, you get feared, because you see yourself in that picture. Let me give example. It's not that we are God. What we do is with the best of our knowledge, with all good intention, but how body is going to react, we are unaware of. So even in tooth extraction, if you heard any single case where because of a local anesthesia, anaphylactoid reaction happened, patient got cardiac arrest or died anywhere in the country, and it comes on WhatsApp, ask yourself what happens to you. Probably that day you may be fearing to give a local anesthesia, maybe stopping yourself for all sort of a aggressive treatment which you are doing, an implant or cleaning or XYZ, and you take a time to get settled in that particular scenario, or anything happen. This happens because we are not aware about the medical law. But have you gone to deeper root of that particular case? Have you tried to find out what happened to that doctor with whom this has happened? Have that doctor had been troubled by the law? If you would have tried to find, you would have been absolutely happy that you came to know that nothing happened to your colleague in spite of the table death happened. It's not that I am talking theoretically. I have personally handled almost 3 to 4 cases of table death or consecutive death in dentistry. In all the cases, nothing happened to my doctor. There was a case, very famous case, you all may be knowing, where 4-year Bachu was treated on OPD basis, and my doctor was given called anesthetic in a local daycare center and given a GA to the patient. And there complication happened, and the Bachu was taken to some tertiary care center who has refused to take because there was no pulse. Taken to other center, taken almost 1 hour, and ultimately there, the hospital has declared a death even after doing a recitation, what they say. But the grossest mistake we do is not keeping a record or maintaining a record properly. When this doctor came, I have handled that case, nothing happened to my doctor. I've got a case of Chalisgaon where again, local anesthesia led to death during extraction, as I shared. I got a Pune case. I got a Mumbai case also. I got a one case of dentistry where tooth extraction was done by one of my colleague, but patient has given a wrong history, no proper history. We are going to discuss how the differences and what need to be done. And the SGT was not done, which is easy task for every single dentistry. Patient says, I don't have a diabetes, because when there is a toothache or a pain, every patient wanted to get rid of their pain by removing the teeth. You may have experienced. I'm talking about all smaller cases. I'm not going to all implant cases and other cases. I'm just discussing about the basic thing which is commonly been treated by every dentist. In that case, since the SGT was not done, believing that patient has given a right history, doctor has removed the tooth where patient was having a high diabetic reading, a old diabetic patient, went home, next day came with a pain, second day came with a swelling and infection. By the time doctor could see it is already spreaded, doctor tried to give antibiotic, but since diabetes was not in control, it need to be referred to Sion Hospital. It is a Mumbai case. It is somewhere case of Karjat territory, where patient got admitted and ultimately died in septicemia. Now here, death has happened, an allegation was put on a doctor, and ultimately 304A was applied to the doctor. Now 304A is IPC section, which says causing a death without intention with negligent act. It means the case which was registered against the driver also, while driving, if at all hit someone unintentionally and death has happened, or a doctor also while treating, if at all some death has happened. If you have gone to the route of that case, let me share to make you understand why 304 was applied, which probably couldn't be avoided, was very simple reason that SGT was not done, proper investigation prior to the any procedure was not done. In all this scenario situation, the opinion came against the doctor. So these are the thing happens, but it does not mean that every cases are going to go to the court of law or you are going to be troubled. Friend, today I am here to discuss all this to you with my experiences of 16 years of 16,000 issues, with all the possible defenses which you can play to safeguard yourself, including the latest development in dentistry, where majority of my dentistry are jumping toward the cosmetic domain and proceeded toward the cosmetic treatment per se, where as per the law, the expectation is 100%. If I talk about implant, if I talk about bridge treatment, if I talk about tooth cleaning, if I talk about braces, majority of thing, if you ask yourself, goes toward the cosmetic domain rather than a treatment per se. And these need to be addressed for the safety of my doctor. So I'm going to deal all this. I'm there to help you with all question answer you got in your mind. I'm going to discuss about the defenses part also, so that I can empower you on the behalf of IDA with the law knowledge, so that anything and everything which comes in your route, you can by your own self without fear can handle. So friends, with this background, let me proceed toward a basic medical law which need to be known to my doctor. The very first and very important thing which I always feel that my doctor should know is a criminal liability in a medical practice. Now, criminal liability, why I have taken this topic first? Because criminal liability is the most worry point of my doctor. If you go and ask every single doctor, you will get the answer from them that we fear to the jail punishment, we fear to the police station, because we have got our own reputation. And if at all I have been called to the police station, somewhere I feel disreputed, and naturally fear goes a step ahead because I don't know what is going to be asked in police station. But friend, let me tell you, I repeat my first word, law is very good for the doctor. So let me go with that particular word. When it comes to criminal liability in country like India, friend, you are totally protected. You are completely protected. It is not what I say. It is what Honorable Supreme Court in their judgment says. I am practicing lawyer in Supreme Court. From my medical degree, I surrendered a medical degree and opted for law registration only for my people, so that I can protect my doctors in any sort of medical law. And I'm practicing in High Court and Supreme Court. So I'm going to quote lots of judgment which are protective to doctor, delivered by the Honorable Supreme Court and High Court. So this criminal liability, if I talk about criminal liability, it speaks that if at all any case get registered against any doctor through the police station, charge sheet gets filed, and if there is a conviction, it is going to be in the form of jail punishment. That is what is the criminal liability. Majority of criminal liability is governed by Indian Penal Code. I'm not talking about COVID scenario situation. I'm not talking about Epidemic Act. I'm not talking about Drugs and Cosmetic Act. I'm nowhere discussing today Magic Remedies Act and Advertisement Act, another part, or a consumer quota in relation to COVID. I'm just talking about in relation to a routine practice of my dentistry or dental surgeons. So when I say the criminal liability, it is majorly governed by IPC, that is Indian Penal Code, where few sections are definitely going to be troublesome to the doctor. Now these sections, if at all patient is alive, which is in 99% cases of dentistry, 1% or less than 1% are going to be a death cases, but 99% plus cases are going to be a case of live patient who are there to file a criminal case against you in police station, because they have got their own right to file a case in a police station, but it is on investigation officer for investigation. After doing that, or make a doctor liable or not in particular domain. So friend, when I talk about criminal liability, IPC section 336, IPC section 337 and IPC section 338 comes in a picture, which says that causing hurt, it could be simple under 336, 337, or it could be grievous under 338, causing hurt by negligent act. When I talk about simple hurt, it is having a bailable offense with 6-month punishment. When I talk about grievous hurt, which is very common and can apply to dentistry, is a little more severe, being a bailable offense, but up to 2 years punishment. Why I say it is going to apply to the dentistry when I talk about live cases is because the grievous injury says loss of organ or a fracture of a bone or a light thing. In a dentistry, we are dealing with one organ as a tooth, where there is a chances of a tooth loss, which can be related to the grievous injury. But friend, not to worry, these are the section where police can call you and take investigation and statement after they get a complaint, but they cannot arrest you. Little more ahead, if at all, we go and try to find out criminal liability. It is in section 304A and 304 plain, which talks about death due to negligence. I have already spoken about death in dentistry. It could be septicemic death. It could be a bleeding death. I got a case of one case where there was a bleeding disorder, probably hidden by the patient. Could be a patient was on blood thinner, which was hidden by the patient. My doctor has done the procedure and later patient started bleeding. Patient never come for the follow-up, bleeding continued, and ultimate stage came where some other doctor has admitted a patient tertiary care center and where patients come to death. In that case also, the allegation was put on a doctor. So it could be a diabetic checkup, it could be blood thinner, it could be anything in relation to dentistry where death has happened, can attract 304A and 304 part 2, that is B part, that is 304 plain, what I say. What is the difference between two sections? 304A says causing a death without intention with a negligent act. Again, bailable offense, maximum 2 years punishment, which is commonly been applied to every doctor. I'm not talking about dentistry, I'm talking about every doctor, including like local anesthesia death or any death, whatever you say, if it is proven. Second, 304 plain, this is latest day I have found that majority of police station, after interpreting the law, has started putting on a doctor, and this is the little harsher section. Now what 304 part 2 says, causing a death without intention, with the knowledge that particular thing can lead to death. The word with the knowledge is a vital role player and can be interpreted by the lawyers the way they want. Now, when I talk about knowledge word, it brings everything under their ambit. Now, let me connect to the first case which I shared with you. Not doing a SGT, not doing proper pre-medical examination, proceeding for the procedure which leaded to death, can be interpreted in the form of knowledge. That I was having a knowledge that this patient is under blood thinner, or I have got a knowledge that patient is a diabetic, high diabetic, I have not controlled the diabetic, and or a patient having some ISD disease where I proceeded without going for pre-medical examination and death has happened. Like one case came to me where around 75-year-old guy gone for tooth treatment to a dentist. Now this dentist, knowing that patient was having an ISD issue, 75 plus age, And since he was aware with little law, heard in some of the medical law lecture or whatever, he told the patient to come with a medical fitness. Now this patient wanted to have a medical fitness. So this patient went to his family physician, a family doctor, who was BMS or BHMS, I don't know, who has just examined the blood pressure, pulse, local examination, and given a fitness to this particular patient. Now, doctor has done the procedure on the basis of fitness given here in ISD patient, in a known hypertensive patient who was under hypertensive drug. And by evening, he get a call from the relative of the patient that patient is died. May have died because of cardiac arrest, may have died of because of the disease what he have got, but the relative has connected the death with the dental treatment. And the question came where the allegation done, and this both the doctor called me, including the doctor who has given a fitness. Yes, sir, I have given a fitness. I said, what protocol you followed? What criteria you followed? Knowing that you are writing the patient's history of taking a medicine for hypertension for long, knowing that patient is ISD patient, having a past history, have you thought of taking any consideration of doing profiles for ISD before giving a fitness? Simple clinical fitness, how come you know that any impending disease, or that time probably not be knowing about the onset of a MI, which could be ruled out in ESG or ECG also, or in other tests or other thing. You don't think that it is missed. So lots of question came, because I'll tell you, today the lawyers are very intelligent court of law, and they come with the guidance of your own colleague who are a rival of yours. They come with the whole questionnaires to counter you. And we need to be ready with only medical records, friends. Only medical records. Oral does not stand good. So when I talk about a death under 304, then the knowledge component comes. And the moment knowledge component comes, it becomes 10 years punishment, non-bailable offense. Like driving with the intake of alcohol, drunk and drive, and killing someone comes under the knowledge component. So these are the IPC section, but it is only for your knowledge, friend. It is only for your knowledge, not to worry, because I'll repeat my word, you are protected in this country. Now, why you are protected? Because of the beautiful judgment given by Supreme Court, Honorable Supreme Court, a very landmark judgment which applies to every medical practice now, under Jacob Matthew case, where very categorically and clearly narrated in this judgment that medical science is a complex science. And complexity of the same is beyond imagination of medical practice. Hence, medical accident, even in the form of death, medical accident, even in the form of death, no criminal liability may be fastened against the doctor until opinioned by the experts or a negligence been proven at a primary stage. And more safety, what the Honorable Supreme Court has given, if due care has been given, then it goes to simple negligence rather than a gross negligence. The due care is a very, very important word in a law whenever someone wants to defend themselves. Try to understand. Due care means what? A prudent doctor of your qualification would have done which you have missed. Like pre-medical examination, pre-medical profiles, during all the process, if complication happened, immediately recognizing the complication and doing a treatment comes in due care. Like suppose you are doing a root canal treatment, file, many of the time it happens that file get broke, and the broken file is engulfed by the patient. You know that that particular file has gone to stomach. You are aware with your knowledge that this can lead to perforation also if not been treated by endoscopy or removing the same. could lead to, or if file is broken inside the tooth, you have got all the knowledge. If you don't treat it right now, down the line, 6 months, 4 months, or whatever time, patient may get an infection and they need to remove the tooth. Tooth cannot be saved. Majority of time, they go to their rival doctor who does the x-ray and says that there is a file inside your tooth left by earlier doctor while doing a root canal treatment. So these are the things where your due care is going to play a vital role. Further, the judgment says, in any medical negligence cases, since judges are not expert, advocates are not expert, police are not expert, so to define the medical negligence, we need an expert's opinion. And hence, it is referred to expert for their comment. And they are the dentist again. If they say there is a proper and sufficient treatment given by my doctor, case get closed there itself, even in death cases. No criminal liability. And after 16 years of this judgment, today the guidelines are still hold good in this country. Friend, because of so much protection, I say that immediate arrest is not there in criminal liability. And the procedure and process need to be followed of opting expert opinion. If your medical records are good, better, the same is going to go to expert for opinizing. They are going to refer your medical record. If they find every possible care has been taken, they give ultimate opinion in your favor and case get closed. So criminal liability is difficult to get fastened. And further, the same judgment says, when there is an option available for the patient to go for a civil suit under consumer fora, then all possible cases of simple medical negligence, all the possible cases of simple medical negligence cases must go to consumer fora to fasten criminal liability. The negligence must be gross. Gross means which can be seen from the eyes. Mop left inside the abdomen in surgery comes under the gross. So friend, criminal liability, my humble request to all my colleagues, don't get frightened with the call of a police. Don't get frightened with the threat of any person, a threat of a police, because it has got long process in our country. You are protected well. But when I talk about civil liability is going to be in two forms. One is in the form of medical counsel action. Second is in the form of consumer fora or a civil court under law of torts. So let's understand all these three. When I talk about medical counsel, the dental counsel of yours is empowered to adjudicate the case under the ethics with any complaint received by them. And they need to go in deeper after discussing the same with complainant and doctor, and they come to conclusion, yes, there is a material which says there is a negligence, then they can give a verdict where the punishment is of three forms. One is a warning, the first punishment. Okay, now from next time you should take care of, that is a punishment. Second is a suspension of your medical registration. It could be for 2 days, 3 days, 5 days, 10 days, depend. Or a third, a removal of your name from the register. But third punishment is a rare. Third punishment is a rare because it is professional death penalty. So removing the name from the register permanently happens only in a moral turpitude cases where you are indulged with some sexual offense with your patient and proven in court of law. Then yes, your name can be struck from the medical counsel's record. But major time, it is 3 days suspension, 5 days suspension, 10 days suspension. I have got one case where this patient has been to dental surgeon with a toothache. Doctor has prescribed her antibiotic, painkiller, advised some investigation. Patient has not done an investigation. Again, next day came with a various toothache, severe toothache. And this time, she has insisted the doctor to remove her tooth. Initially, doctor was reluctant, but looking to the pain of the patient, tear of the patient, he has started taking a history. He inquired to the patient, have you are on any blood pressure tablet? Are you having a hypertension? Everything she said no. Inquired, do you have any blood sugar issues? She said no. But my doctor has never thought of checking a blood pressure, which my majority of time, in time again, I always talk in my sessions that every dentist has been told or taught about taking a blood pressure in during academic year. But you will hardly find PP instrument in the clinic of a dentist. But what is the basic investigation to do when you take out the tooth? If you would have taken a blood pressure, you would have generalized idea you get a patient hypertension or not. In that case, same mistake was done. My doctor has removed the tooth, believing on patient history. Patient went home, came with the bleeding. Doctor has given a pack. Again, hour later, around 9:30 in evening or 10 o'clock, patient came back to this doctor with a profuse bleeding. In spite of all packing, bleeding was not stopping. Immediately, he called orthodontist for the help. Orthodontist arrived in his clinic, and the first question asked by orthodontist, have you checked the blood pressure? My doctor said, no, ma'am. She said, everything is fine. Immediately, she asked the instrument, which was not available. They rushed to neighbor general practitioner, brought the instrument, and when they have checked blood pressure, it was around 220, 160 blood pressure, which was a reason of profuse bleeding. Patient was having a very high blood pressure, so blood was not stopping. Simple suture material was not available in the clinic. Patient was immediately midnight referred to a corporate hospital where blood pressure was controlled by midnight, and around 3 a.m. early morning, the suturing was done. And the whole relative alleged everything because they were the live witnesses to all these incidences. My doctor has also paid the money at that time and before coming to me. But still they have filed the cases in every corner. I know we have handled that case, but this also gone to medical council where we could able to defend the doctor in different way. We got a favorable result. But why I'm sharing these cases to you, that these are the important aspect in any medical practice, including a dental practice per se. So medical councils, if you are properly maintaining your medical records, the team of doctors sitting in medical council who are going to listen to your case are all doctors. They understand medical terminology. They understand the protocol of a treatment. If everything is proper on a paper, you always get a benefit of that. Same applies to criminal case. Same applies to your medical council cases. And same applies to your consumer fora cases. Friend, when I talk about consumer fora, there is a two thing which goes in consumer fora. One is in relation to civil court liability. Second is in relation to consumer fora liability. Now, when I talk about consumer fora, it was governed by old law. Now it is governed by a new law. Earlier, it was 1986 law. Now we are governed by CPA 2019 law. Now CPA Act 2019 has been implemented in this country on 20th July 2020, which is now an applicable law in this country. Now Consumer Protection Act 2019 with Rule 2020 has changed the complete scenario in this country. Now new law is a complete consumer friendly law, friend, and brought multiple things under their domain. Like for all my dentistry or dental practitioner, who are practicing their chain of clinic on the basis of advertisement or running a cosmetic clinic on the basis of social media advertisement or a print media advertisement, for them, let me warn you, the new law covers advertisement in deeper side. And new law brings the punishment of 10 lakh to 50 lakhs for misleading advertisement, for misrepresentation, or any luring advertisement, which you need to be very careful. Even the before after picture what we show in implant case or registered case or whatever are going to be governed by this, because the endorser who are endorsing the thing are also being liable for violation of advertisement law. The new law is changed. New law has given an open benefit to the consumer for filing the cases. The new law has changed from old law. Now, not new law says the complainant can file a complaint where he decide a work for gain. Means if you have treated a patient of Uttar Pradesh sitting at Mumbai, then that patient can file a case in Uttar Pradesh. For him, the jurisdiction is Uttar Pradesh. If sitting in Delhi, you have treated a patient of a Bihar, the guy can file a case against you in Bihar and you need to defend yourself in Bihar. So all India cases are going to be possible now against any doctor. New CPA Act has empowered district commission, smaller district like a Pune, Solapur, Kolhapur in Maharashtra, or Mysore in Bangalore, or anywhere. A smaller district is empowered to adjudicate the case of 1 crore now, where earlier they were empowered with 20 lakhs rupees. So now cases of every types are going to the district commission. Earlier in dental cases, majority of cases which I came across was not more than 7 lakhs, 10 lakhs or 5 lakhs or 3 lakhs. But now I am seeing the cases of 25 lakhs even in tooth extraction cases. I got a case where they have demanded around 22 lakhs rupees, where tooth was extracted and the root remained inside, and they went to some other doctor and they have removed the tooth, which was causing a lots of pain, other things, and they have filed a case only on the basis of that. When I inquired with the doctor, doctor said root was absolutely angular. We have removed everything, but later we called for the follow-up, but patient has not turned up. Could be anything. See, we need to defend court of law. But why I'm sharing these all the things, because upper level of asking compensation has been removed by various judgment. In our country, after AMRI judgment, where 11 crore compensation was given, 6 crore plus interest, narrating that human life cannot be compensated with any amount of money. New CPA Act 19, including the mental torture as the ground of compensation. Loss of companionship also as a part of compensation. Legal fees also part of a compensation. When they have included here, the amount can be put by the advocate or the complainant the way they want. So friends, Consumer Protection Act is definitely we need to defend ourselves, because here the penalty is in the form of money. Same applies to civil code, where people can directly go under law of torts and trouble you. Friend, with this background, let me give another 10-15 minutes on the defenses part before I conclude for question answer. The 5 major defenses which I always advise with my experience to every people. The first defense is having a medical records. Very, very prime, very, very important. If you got a good, proper medical record maintained, you can really make a difference in the eye of the people. So medical records are very, very important. And your medical reports is only your defense, friend. So my request that you need to maintain your medical record properly. In court of law, written prevails over the civil. That is, written prevails over the oral. So what medical record? In your dentistry field, since you have got a very less IPD, more of daycare center and OPD center, for you the medical records are going to be your treatment sheet, your prescription medical record is in the form of continuation sheet. Suppose you are calling continuously for root canal treatment, for implant, for bridges, for any procedure per se. So every time when you call a patient, there is going to be continuation sheet. Many of the time you do give a discharge summary or a summary of treatment. That is the important paper. You do give OPD paper, a prescription or a sheet in a hand of the patient. That is your record. And most importantly, very, very important is your consent paper. Consent in nutshell, I have spoken a lot on a consent. You can go on YouTube, you put Adv.Dr.Arun Mishra, you'll find my whole session on every topic I've spoken. Consent is going to take another hour for as a topic, which in future definitely for ID I'll take. But contents is very important, but I'll just give you one liner to you. Oral consent is a very good consent, which is known as implied consent when you're just treating a patient with a medicine. But a written consent, which is known as express consent, is a mandatory when you're doing some procedure or touching a body. If you ask me, 90% plus dentistry treatment are in the form of procedure. Because for the treatment, patient goes to medical store and take a medicine. They come to you only for some procedure. So you are doing a minor procedure or a major procedure. You need to have a written consent, express consent. So consent is another document which you really need to be absolutely cautious. Go and listen to some of my video where I've narrated what type of written consent and what are the protocols you need to follow, what are the things needed to be there in consent and how you're going to go with that. As on today, for your knowledge sake, let me tell you, pre-printed consent, which was a good consent, which is still followed in a country. After 6th July judgment of Honorable National Commission, where they have said in their judgment, pre-printed consent form where some blank spaces kept for the signature of the patient is arbitrarily of the hospital or a center, is high-headedness and which is unfair trade practice, comes under deficiency in services. So because of this judgment, it's been challenged Supreme Court world list, and until it is overruled, today pre-printed form or pre-printed consent form is not a good defenses today. So friend, consent is vital role player. So medical record you need to maintain. If good medical record you maintain, it is going to be useful in your criminal liability, in civil liability, in consumer fora, also in medical counsel. I just give one or two example to make you importance of this particular liability. The negligence definition is very clear. It says omission of something or commission of something. Either you omit which other doctor will not do, or commit which other doctor will not do. Omit like pre-medical fitness, pre-blood investigation, majority of things comes under omission, or commission that probably a particular procedure can be done, particular treatment may not be followed by some other doctor. It's not that opinion of two doctors is negligence. I'm talking about, I'll give an example. Doing something which is not mentioned in a law or not been taught in academic year comes under commission of something. If medical record is properly maintained, you get safety of that. Let me give you one example. There was a treatment done by one of cosmetic center for a patient. It is not related to dentist, but let me give you example because it can connect to your dentistry. Many of the cosmetic people are there. So in that case, what has happened? It was a laser treatment done by the doctor for removal of hair. But in consent form, this doctor has explained every possible complication of laser. In 8th sitting, patient got skin burn because of some frequency of laser increased by the team of doctor. She filed a consumer fora case. Doctor has got a defense with consent form which says the complication which patient has got was already explained to her, and knowing the complications, she has signed this consent and accepted a treatment. Only on the basis of that document, consumer fora says that there is no negligence on the part of a center or doctor. So friend, If your medical records are good, you are protected. The second difference, which is very, very important difference, and at least every doctor must follow, is the professional indemnity policy. Professional indemnity policy, well known to many doctors, but I have not found that more doctors are following, but now it is the time that you must have. Now, professional indemnity policy is like a medical claim policy. If you get admitted, you get a money. If you don't get admitted, you need to renew. So professional indemnity policy is given by various insurance company to protect your profession. And in any given scenario situation, if matter goes in court of law and you lose the case and court has given a compensation of 20 lakhs odd, then you get a reimbursement for the compensation of which you pay to the patient from the insurance company. That is your protection. Earlier, when this professional indemnity policy was made, it was made in 1991. The scenario were different. We are in 2021. In last 10 years, cosmetic has grown very fast in this country. Even in dentistry field, you found lots of innovation has happened. Lots of treatment got changed in this country. And looking to all this, we from Doctors Risk Medico Legal Services, since we are there as a pioneer in medico legal services, we always fought for the doctor. We could able to fight with insurance company, argued with them, and with the help of Adv.Dr.Arun broker, we could able to bring a beautiful professional indemnity policy for you all, which is customized form, very especially for IDA people, and in most economic rate. You will never find such a rate across the country. To give you example, for 1 crore policy, where today also, if you go on Policy Bazaar, if you go on inquire with any of insurance agent, for dental surgeon, I'm talking about surgeon, I'm not about physician. Physician were in the olden days, who used to give a treatment like MD medicine doctor, gastroenterologist, diabetic doctor. They don't do surgeries. They are just a medical doctor. In dentistry, there was a great confusion between two things. Dentistry feel they are the physician, but actually they do the procedures. They use local anesthesia. They do use blades. You do the procedure. You all come under surgeon category. Always remember, don't mistake that. Dentist comes under surgical category. That is why it is known as Bachelor in Dental Surgery, BDS, or Master in Dental Surgery. Surgery, you comes under surgeon category. The surgeon category where 1 crore policy is costing 12,000, 0.2%, means 20,000 plus rupees, 20,000 plus GST are being offered to you only because of IDA in 6,000 or 5,400 odd rupees, 1/4 rate. Remember what IDA is doing for you. How IDA is behind you to provide every possible thing. And that to be with the medical legal services, add-on services, again, it is brought to the affordable cost to you, friend. And in spite of such a cost, if you don't cover yourself for a year, one case can ruin you out. One case can ruin you out and you will nowhere in this country. So professional indemnity policy, customized for the IDA people by Edelweiss broker, was a so beautifully construed policy that it covers 1:1. Means if you got a policy of 50 lakhs by paying some odd 5,000 rupees, I don't know, IDA must have given you the rates for a year, then it is 1:1, means one case of 50 lakhs or 10 cases of 5 lakhs or 5 cases of 10 lakhs, everything is covered. Greatest plus point, across the country, this policy is valid. And the most important point, legal cost is covered. Friend, many of the time people do file a frivolous cases to you. You know you are going to win the case. You win the case also, but the amount of legal fees you pay to the advocates are painful. So that has also been covered. Greatest plus point. Here, once the order from the court comes, It is directly paid by the insurance company. You are nowhere. You can take this as a cashless policy also. So there's no question of reimbursement. The professional indemnity policy give a complete coverage of cosmetic domain, which no policy gives. You go and search in the country, is cosmetic is covered, you will not find any single policy in this country which covers the cosmetic domain. And in court of law, even your implant treatment, even your tooth cleaning is been argued by opponent advocate by giving a picture of a cosmetic treatment rather than the dental treatment. So you need to have a complete shield protection when we talk about professional indemnity policy. And this only the policy which comes with complete package of a medical legal services. The third difference. Now, what is this medical legal services? Medical legal services means which is available for you previous to your treatment, during the treatment, post-treatment. Like suppose some patient has argued to you, demanded an X-ray from you. I have got such a cases also where X-ray taken by my BDS, taken by the patient, and then they file a complaint saying that you are not a radiographer under the dentistry. How come you have reported? See, it can be defended. Don't worry about that. Because your law and MCI law is different. So you're not directly going to get linked to that. But friends, such a cases are going to come. So medical legal service helps you to deal this also. So any potent litigant troubles you, call your medical legal service provider or helpline number. They are there to help you in auditing the paper because your medical record need to be audited. OPD paper, IPD paper, consent paper, in a legal angle also before it goes in hand of the patient or to the court of law or to the police. Answering a notices which has not been covered prior to professional indemnity policy comes later in picture when case get registered against you. So legal notices, answering a notices, sending a notices. Because I have found that my dental people are more dependent on other people also for supply purpose. Like implant you purchase from someone, instrument you purchase from someone, many materials you purchase from someone. There are AMC contract for your machineries. And these people, if they don't give us services, you don't know what remedies you got. And you don't go to advocate because advocate charges heavy money. But friend, if you are with IDA, if you are with a medical legal services policy of IDA, sending a notices is covered under this, and with notices you get relief. So to your supplier also troubles you, can be send a notice. So answering a notice, sending a notice, many of the time people defame you on a social media and you are helpless. Send them a defamation notice. After sending a defamation notice, you need to be cool because I have seen in majority of cases, defamation notice give a deterrent impact on a public. So sending a defamation notices, even to the extent I found that majority of my doctor loses lakhs of rupees in a year, which is unpaid by the patient. 2,000 rupees, 5,000 rupees, 10,000 rupees, either check is given and bounced or they have run away or not paid. And you don't do anything because you know if you go to advocate, they will charge you huge money. But friend, sending a notice is absolutely covered under that for your recovery of legal dues also. Suppose during the treatment, some onset has happened, like what I said, could be a table death or anaphylactoid reaction and other things. You can immediately contact your medical legal service provider who are there to help you with all experiences. What are need to be done at particular situation, how the mob to be tackled, how the scenario situation can be tackled, how the media can be tackled, everything is inbuilt at that. And post, if at all matter goes in court of law, drafting documentation plays a vital role player in a court of law, which can be dealt in these. So during, before, after, with various other services has been offered to you. If you are going with IDA for taking PI policy for you, when you click on the particular payment link, you will find everything mentioned in that domain itself, what all is covered. Friend, no one is given to give such a services in spite of paying lakhs of rupees. Here, because of IDA, you are getting a peanut amount. So third defense is again going to medical legal services. Fourth is education, which you are already doing, which IDA has already taken a domain of educating on medical law. Today in session, probably you are been benefited with some of the knowledge which probably you may not be aware of. So this is what is a knowledge sharing session. So replacing your ignorance with the knowledge is another part. So your legal knowledge is going to be fourth defense. And the fifth and very important is the communication. Communication with the patient, communication with the relative, communication with the co-friends, communication with your other dental surgeon, to having a unity to avoid the rivalry is going to be the another defense. So 5 important defense. Medical record keeping. I have already spoken on medical record long. You can go on YouTube, put Adv.Dr.Arun Mishra, you'll find lots of sessions of mine. You could put Doctor's Risk, medical legal services also. You can go on website of Doctor's Risk also. You will find lots of things. Even on a complete wellness, you're going to get lots of things. So everything is there. So medical record keeping, professional indemnity policy. No other indemnity policy in this country is offering what your IDA customized policy is offering. You can compare anywhere you want. Not in the rate also they are competing, not in the services also they are competing. This is only because of your strength of unity with IDA people. And IDA is always there to help you with the best of the things. So that is there. So professional indemnity policy, medical legal service, inbuilt policies, medical legal awareness program, which you are experiencing now. Communication is going to be a great defense to you. Very latestly, looking to the care of their own people, looking to the care of dependent of their people, like doctors, their dependent mean their family member and their medical staffs. Even the medical center policy has been offered where your paramedical staff is also covered, a center policy. If you got a chain of chain of dental centers, you can take a one policy. If you got your own dental center famous, you can take a dental policy where every doctor coming to that center, including your paramedical staff, nurses, receptionists, and everyone is covered in their mistakes also. So medical center policy is add-on support to you, which is known as error omission policy in a very peanut amount. Professional indemnity policy is different. Error omission policy is different. That is not mentioned in your chart. For the purpose of same, you need to contact on helpline number, because that policy is based on your OPD number. How many OPD you see in a 1 year, on the basis of the premium is been defined. So that is not mentioned under the chart, but it is available for you on behalf of IDA in very nominal rates. Now coming to the protection of your family, protection of your staffs and your own self also. In a COVID scenario where you are directly exposed to the COVID patient, because dentistry people by default, in spite of taking all care, need to go to close to the patient for the purpose of a treatment. They need to go to close because they do all the treatment in the mouth, and they are high risk people for exposure because they don't know which patient has got COVID, which patient does not have a COVID. Are they exposed patient, because we don't do RT-PCR and a pre-hand, and there is a high chances that in spite of all care, there could be a possibilities of contracting a disease, not only to you, but your paramedical staff also. And when you go home or your paramedical staff goes home, it could be possible that they may transfer a thing to their family. This all is a presumption. For the purpose of the same, for IDA, on basis of IDA, Edelweiss broker has again came with a protective policy of a corona for all IDA members, where IDA has negotiated with Edelweiss broker, and where they have came out very, very beautiful policy of a corona, where complete medical expenses will be covered by insurance company, where even home quarantine 10% expenses will be covered by the insurance company in a peanut amount. Means you can cover every paramedical staff and their family member, because 1 lakh policy could be costing, I don't know, it could be 800, 900 rupees, very, very peanut amount. Again, it is especially designed for IDA, and you can opt that because the platform which has been used by them is a complete wellness platform. There is a website of a complete wellness. There is a application of complete wellness. On a complete wellness, you can go on a Play Store. You can download complete wellness of My Wellness technology application. You register yourself with your mobile number. You will get OTP. Once you are registered, there is icon medical insurance. On that icon, if you click on that icon, you will get the policy for you of 50,000, 1 lakh, 1.5 lakhs, 2 lakhs, 5 lakhs, whichever you want to choose for you, for your family member, for whomever you want. You can directly pay there and you will get everything on your mail, including the insurance policy of the thing. In the same complete wellness, you got other products also, which you wish you can, and you can be part to that complete wellness. Complete wellness application is available on a Play Store. Being an educated person, you can anytime download from Play Store complete wellness of My Wellness technology, and you can enjoy the policy. Same time, there could be a link. You can click to the link, you will reach to website also, and then you can buy. For more detail of complete wellness and for more detail of corona policy, for anything and everything, there are an expert on a panel today, Mr. Uday Jadhav, Dr. Lakshmikant Yadav, and for complete wellness, Ankita is there to help you out. So I am handovering now session to them for guiding you for the purpose of the same. And meanwhile, you can write your question in a chat box, or you can ready with your question. We will allow you to speak and you can interact with me on any medical legal question cropping in your mind and wanted to have an answer, or any corona policy question you can address to other panel once they give a brief idea about the policy, or anything related to complete wellness, you can speak to Ankita. So Uday sir, are you there? Lakshmikant sir, are you there?
Yes, Doctor
So,
sir, we are there.
Now
So,
I hand over to you for further journey of this IDA and your relationship in relation to corona policy and PI policy. So thanks all delegate, and there with you, don't worry, let them finish, then we will come to question answer session. Yes, Lakshmi, you can go ahead.
Yeah. So most of the part you have already taken, sir. So I will just go through few points which is very vital for this corona policy. Since as sir told, the complete wellness is Dr. Arun Mishra's platform. So since in IDA, we are already running a COVID insurance policy, which is due on renewal on 22nd of July. But since as from multiple corner, we were just receiving requests for corona policy. So, and since already this policy was under negotiation with Go Digit, and Go Digit in the insurance and complete wellness is the client. So we thought to just pass on the same platform to IDA member also and give this offer. So we have designed this special corona policy, and this is the insurance company is Go Digit, and the insured is complete wellness. So any person who is the complete wellness member can avail the facility, and IDA member can also become the part of complete wellness. The good part about this complete wellness is the name of his COVID protection plan. The reason is key in corona, in this plan, we have not only giving corona policy, but along with the corona policy, we are also giving the facility of audio and video consultation with MBBS doctor, and that would be absolutely free of cost. Obviously depend upon the plan which you are choosing. So 1 time, 2 time. So I will just show you in which plan, how many times you can do consultation. Since sir is already associated with 8,000 plus doctor all across India, so it is very easy to get online or video consultation done with any fraternity if you or your family member require. So I will just go through brief about this policy. So this policy, the age criteria is up to 60 years you can enroll. So you can enroll yourself, spouse, children, and parents. So for parents, only thing is key, if you want to enroll the parent, then they separately have to become a member of complete wellness, and they can cover themselves and their spouse. And accordingly, for yourself, you can enroll you, your spouse and 2 children. So for adult, the age is from 18 years to 60 years, whereas for children, the age is from 90 days to 21 years. In this policy, the sum insured available is from 50,000 to 5 lakh. So whatever sum insured as per your requirement, if you choose, so you can get this. You can also avail this same benefit for your staff also. So your staff can become the complete wellness member and they can also take the policy. So as I mentioned, the upper age is 60 years and this is the annual policy. So this policy, the enrollment is going to end on 30th of May. So we have, from today, we have a maximum 4 days in hand to get avail this policy. And once one day we will take for data reconciliation, and from 1st June, we are targeting to start the policy. So that is the thing, because the insurer approval is only till 31st of May. So one day before we have to stop the enrollment. So we will request we are at this in the chat box. Dr. Snehal is going to paste the link from wherein you can directly go and you can enroll yourself through website also. And the second thing, the doctor which has told you can go to Play Store, you can download the complete wellness app, and in the app there is an icon named medical insurance. You can click the icon and you can enroll yourself and the dependent. In this policy, there is a waiting period of 15 days. So once the policy starts, so there is a waiting period of 15 days. After 15 days, you are eligible to get the benefit for the entire year. In this policy, there is no health checkup required. So any comorbidity, if you are having, there is no need of declaration because this is a group policy. So you can enroll any comorbid patient also. So with no declaration, and there is no loading, extra loading and all. Whatever premium we are flashing, the same premium will get applied for the comorbid patient also and for non-comorbid patient also. This policy, cashless and reimbursement, both facilities available. So depend, if the non-network hospital is there, you can go for reimbursement, or else you can go for cashless also. In this, the USP of the policy is there is no room rent restriction. So whatever sum insured you select, 50,000 to 5 lakh, so there will be no restriction in room, neither in normal, nor in ICU. For ambulance cover, there is a 1% of sum insured is the cover. So for 1 lakh policy, if you take, then 1,000. For 2 lakh, it will be 2,000 and so on. Cashless is there. Pre and post benefit of 30 days and 60 days is also respectively there. So this there. And the another USP of this policy is 10% of sum insured home quarantine covered is also there. So that is very necessary. In home quarantine, I will just now brief what are the coverage we are giving. In home quarantine, all diagnostic tests, charging or doctor is charging, that will be covered. Consultation charges are covered. Then cost of pulse oxy is also covered. Oxygen cylinder, if you are using for the patient, then it is covered. Nebulizer is also covered. So what are the precaution? Now coming to the precaution in home quarantine, which we have to take, which is to be remembered is, in this policy, this cover is applicable only once per insured member in the policy. So if 4 members are covered in one policy, sells cost 2 kit, then for only 1 member, this home quarantine facility would be there, that too 10% of sum insured. So that is the maximum coverage. Second thing, the home quarantine should happen under the guidance of medical practitioner, and same apply to that hospitalization case also. So under advice of medical practitioner, if patient is getting hospitalized and if there is a justified hospitalization, then this policy will give the benefit. Then RT-PCR test is mandatory. So since we know in between the RT-PCR test, there were heavy rush in laboratory and people do not used to easily get RT-PCR. So in this policy, RT-PCR or rapid antigen test done from the approved laboratory is acceptable. Cost of maximum 2 COVID tests will be admissible in home quarantine. Then cost of PP kit is also admissible, but that per day 1,500 is the upper limit for the people in home quarantine. So this is about home quarantine. Apart from this is a normal simple hospitalization benefit quality. If there is a justified hospitalization, is a need, a requirement, if it has been advised by medical practitioner, then it will give the benefit up to the complete sum insured. Now I will show the premium chart. This policy, there are 3 plans from 50,000 to 1.5 lakh. It comes under silver plan, and these are the premium with GST. 828 for 50,000, 983 for 1 lakh. And in this plan, one teleconsultation with doctor is free for the entire year, and there will be a webinar to manage your anxiety.
Doctor, please check your screen. The screen is actually email. And one more correction. This policy is per person. So home quarantine expenses, as you said, it is per person. It is because the policy is per person. So every member only once in a year can get a home quarantine coverage. It doesn't mean that in the family, suppose you have taken a policy for 4 people, then out of them only one will get home quarantine cover. We stand it corrected here. It is actually per person. So unfortunately, if all 4 members or 3 members get home quarantine and they are covered under the policy, all 3 will get home quarantine cover. It is not only one member. So everybody will get. And what the screen now we see is the rate per person. Doctor, carry on.
So thanks sir for correcting me. So this is the rate per person. So suppose per person 2 member you want to cover. So 828 for 1 person, 50,000. Then again 828 you have to pay for another 50,000. So individual sum insured will be applicable. And these are the additional benefit which you will get here in the silver plan. One teleconsultation of doctor for COVID, and webinar we will run through for the any time between in between the tenure of the policy, depend upon the situation and demand. So we will do a webinar. Whereas in the same gold plan, the sum insured from 2 lakh to 3 lakh fall under gold plan. In this gold plan, this is the per person premium, and this premium is including GST. And in this plan, we are going to give one video consultation with doctor, with MBBS doctor for COVID. Then one session of chest physiotherapy. Again, this session will be not physically online, and there will be a webinar. Depending upon the requirement and situation, we will do a webinar. Then come to the next plan, this gold plan, gold plus plan. In this 4 lakh and 5 lakh is the sum insured. This is gold and this is gold plus plan. So I missed the word gold plus. So here the premium is 3606 and 4410. Again, it is per person. And in this, there are 2 video consultation, 1 session, online session of chest physiotherapy, and there will be 2 webinars. So this section of the people will get 2 webinars for the entire year. Here one webinar and here one webinar. So this is the entire thing. So to avail this policy, again I am repeating, 30th May will be the last date. So 2 ways through which you can take the policy. Dr. Snail is going to paste the link, and after the session we are going to SMS the link also. From that link, you just have to wait till 6 p.m. My development team is working, and so they will finish the job. So from link you can directly enroll yourself and you can take the policy. Whereas as of now, if you want to take, you can download from the Play Store Complete Wellness and you can take from there. So Complete Wellness from Play Store, My Wellness Technology is the name will come, and from there you can download and you can enroll yourself and you can pay the premium. So once the 30th window is over, on 31st we will reconcile all the data and we will pay the premium to Go Digit, and we are targeting from 1st June or 2nd June we will start the policy. Whatever will be the scenario, we will keep you posted through mail. So that is all about the policy. So if there is any query, any doubt, we are very happy to answer. Sir, you can just add on a few.
Yeah, one thing, the premium what is shown is the annual premium, and it is inclusive of a GST. And the policy also has a ATD benefit. So you will get individual certificates and e-cards, and the policy has a cashless as well as a reimbursement benefit through 6,000 odd hospitals. Go Digit is an insurance company here. So they are a digital partner. So everything is a digital. You can The claims are settled on a scan copy. So you can get the hospital list also, so that everything will be made available to you once you enroll under the policy. Yeah.
So one thing is since 45 odd doctors president have joined here, so I just humbly request all of you. So if you can just pass on the message to other colleagues also who are in need of this corona policy and who are not enrolled in our June-July policy, so that most people get benefit as the time is very short. And nowadays, since the corona second wave has come, so insurance company do not stick to the rate for much time. So yeah, we just regret ki we are giving you very less time, but how this depend upon the situation. So that is the thing. So that is from my part. So if any queries there regarding to medical legal side or COVID policy side, we both are happy to answer. So from COVID part, we will answer, and for medical legal side, Dr. Arun Mishra will answer. This is all about. Ms. Ankita, if you want to add anything about complete wellness, you are welcome to add.
Thank you, Dr. Lakshmikant. Everything is explained by Arun sir and Lakshmikant sir already. Just to give you an idea to what exactly the app looks like on the Play Store, I'm just going to share my screen and show it to you how and where to download it from. Is my screen visible?
Yeah, it is visible.
Okay. So if you can see, this is the Play Store and Complete Wellness from My Wellness Technologies along with the icon. You will easily find it on Play Store search bar when you add Complete Wellness. There would be 2-3 companies, but this is the company or this is the app we're looking at. Once you click on download and open, this would be the screen that people will be redirected. This is the main dashboard. They will be redirected to this screen, which is the login. The simple way of registering as a user is just by adding your number and agreeing to the terms and conditions. You can go through the terms and conditions. Since I had already logged in, once you click on the send OTP button, you will receive an OTP through SMS and you will enter into the app, the dashboard of which looks like this. The thing that we're talking about, the COVID policy and the medical insurance, is available under this icon, medical insurance, where we can view features. The limit, as Lakshmikant sir already mentioned, is 60, and for child is 21. It's an alert that is shown. You can see the premium details, amount details, what are the inclusions, the silver plan, gold plan, and platinum plan. Whom do you want to insure? You can select it from here, whether it's for yourself plus spouse, whatever the family details are. You need to select. You need to then select the sum insured for how much sum you want to insure yourself for. I take 3 lakhs. Again, I accept the terms and conditions. You can view the terms and conditions over here again. Also, what all the policy offers, what is mentioned, what Lakshmikant sir mentioned, you can view in detail over here in the offering section. You can, if you want to select it for self and spouse, you will have to fill in the details over here of your spouse and children and so far. Now, corporate code would be shared by Sir Lakshmikant sir and team for what user corporate code you need to add over here. You need to add in all the details, and finally we can move ahead showing what would be the premium according to the coverage that you have selected, and we will move on to the payment page. That is how the entire flow is. Now, apart from this, there are also other services that were shown, that was said by Arun sir. These are the other additional services where as a user, you can avail for your and family members the allopathy consultancy, the diagnostic and pathology tests, the legal consultancy, Irish doctors. We have a section called dentist also, where we have online dentist doctors who can consult the patients online. So as a provider also, if you want to register on our app and be available as a provider to the patients, where the users can come and book a consultation for you, you can register with us for that as well. For more details on that, there's this icon on the right corner saying phone. You can directly call and this number will pop up. You can call on this number for the registration process as a provider on our application, where you can select or you can register as a doctor with your available timings, your choice of days where you will be available for online consultation, your choice of time, and also your choice of fees that you want to charge to your patients. That also is one of the facility available for our doctors, where they can come on this application as a user and also can register themselves on the application as a provider to provide their online consultation, telemedicine consultation to the users. So this is the app which looks like. For more information, if you need any assistance, you can directly call on that emergency or helpline number that has been mentioned that I just showed, and you will get all the details on the same. That is from my end. If you have any other questions, you can leave your questions in the chat box for the same, and I am here available to answer the same.
Thank you, Ankita. So, Dr. Snehal, it's up to you. I think everything is been taken. Right? So, if any query or this question is there, then
there is a question in chat box. If at all, there, sir,
Yeah.
I just answer to that.
Yeah.
There is a Dr. Sudhir has asked a question during basic dental treatment like extraction. The swelling or injection is common. It may subsidize after few days. How to defend this with the basic patient consent? Friend, as I said, whatever you feel is going to be a possible complication or going to be a possible onset, and you are already explained orally to the patient, it is advisable that you mention that also in a consent form, so that if written is there, you are already defended. So best defend is to mention that in your consent form and get benefit of that. Yes, link has been already shared by Snehal for COVID insurance policy. Assessor's call is already given for the COVID insurance policy. Ranjit has asked website and videos. You can go on any site of Doctors Medico Legal Services, and you will definitely be benefited with all the sessions which I have taken for dentistry, including the MLC section. For Dr. Ashok, I have taken for an IDA office a webinar. You probably will find that also, because in dentistry, MLC plays a very vital role. Around 1 hour session on MLC I have spoken. You can go and take a benefit of that. Probably this question relate to you, sir. We had a policy from Edelweiss for a staff and family last year, valid till end of July. Isn't a similar policy available? This policy shows only for a family. So, Dr. Uday, sir, you are the best person to answer that.
Yes. So, madam, this policy of July, which was issued in the name of IDA, will come up for renewal in the month of July. And in July, that renewal will happen because the last year's policy was also for an annual period. So we'll definitely come to you somewhere in the month of June to start that program. Now, regarding this policy, yes, this policy is for any person up to the age of 60 years. So not necessarily that he should be doctor or non-medico. So you can cover your staff with their family members or as an individual, because the rates are individual. So those people who have not covered under July policy, they can avail this facility now, and they can cover themselves with their family members as well as their staff and their family member, whatever choice you have. The only restriction that is the age is up to 60. So this is the restriction. And what I request, Ankita, if you can put where the videos can be found out in this chat, that will help Mr. Ranjit. Dibu sir, you have raised the hand, so if you can put your question.
I would like to know that this is basically this is being a project of Edelweiss Insurance, right?
Yeah, jointly with Complete Wellness. Yes, yes.
Yes, and you have an agreement or an undertaking with the legal services company, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And for example, sometime down the line, if the agreement between the legal services team and the insurance company is for some reason terminated, what happens to the legal cases that you're going to handle? Because a legal case doesn't finish within a month or two or a year or
Yes.
so.
Yeah.
So what's that going to be?
Yes. So the agreement what we have or understanding what we have in between the three party, IDA, ourselves, and Complete Wellness or Doctor's Medical Legal Team. And Doctor Medical Legal Team is not only for IDA, they are our legal consultant or they are finding our consumer court cases for others clients as well. So as hypothetically, we believe that suppose this agreement breaks and how the legal cases will be run. So I'll just want to clarify here. The once the case has been taken over by Dr. Medical Rigs, then as a professional company, they will take the wakalatnama or what you call that.
Yeah, I
as a
understand
case.
all
Yeah.
those. I
Yeah.
understand all those
Yeah.
facts.
Debut, I'll just correct it with the Uday
Yeah.
sir, and I'll just
Yeah.
add on to that. Uday sir, I'll just take
Yeah.
a permission to
Yes,
complete it.
Yeah, please go ahead.
So let me tell you, Doctors Medical Legal Services in existence from 2004 onward. 2005 means almost 16 years. And it is serving already a country where thousands of people have been served by them. Now with IDA, with Edelweiss, directly it has been tied up with IDA for their people. But when the policy comes, policy is going to be given by New India Insurance Company directly to the client. So you are directly being covered by New India, where every terms condition which is mentioned here in a session also is going to part and parcel of that. In addition to that, taking care of your word, Doctor's Medical Legal Services are going to provide you separate agreement, which is going to be between you and Doctor's, immaterial of the tri-party agreement, with the concern that the doctor should be absolutely hassle-free and tension-free for any future cases also. So they are going to be directly agreement between you and doctors, which is going to be sent by the association agreement by Doctors Medical Legal Services, where everything is going to mention about your cases. So in any given scenario situation, you do not have to go to any person like IDA or Edelweiss. You are absolutely protected when you had a policy through IDA, but basic service provider is going to be Medical Legal Services, that is Doctors Medical Legal Services.
And the policy is issued by New India, sure.
New India Assurance Company in
So
your name, which you are going to receive.
You have a multitude of people involved in this. That is
because
okay, fine.
Edelweiss has negotiated with various insurance company.
I understand.
And
I
we
understand.
wanted to give a best to you. That's the reason we came with a government company only. Because private company, we have seen there could be a possibility that compensation may be rejected because of some reason. But at least government, we have very confident. And New India is one of the, you can say highest performer in a payment also and also in turnover. So these people have done really great job of providing such a policy which protects a doctor, because that was our demand. Let me tell you, from 16 years of experience, we have got a policy tie-up with EFCO Tokyo also, with other private player also, but that was our demand that our doctor need to be protected with such a company, and they have made it possible for you.
Got it. One more thing regarding the COVID policy. What's the claim rejection percentage that you've had in the past year?
Here in this policy, COVID policy, 97% is the settlement ratio of go digit. Okay. Now, your question is what is the rejection ratio of last year's policy? Means you are asking July policy, right? IDA policy, Debu sir?
Yeah. Whatever policies you have issued regarding COVID.
Okay. So, rejection ratio per se is very low. I'll say I don't have exact percentage right now. Lakshmikant?
For group policy, there are two policy which we have issued. One group as from the group platform or for the retail platform also. So in the group policy, if you see the, I don't, again, exact figure I don't have, but you can see, I think 5% is the rejection ratio and 95% is the settlement. So in settlement, if I am saying, so it is settled plus outstanding claim. So that is falling under category of 95%, and 5% is the rejection ratio in our group policy, which I remember.
This is you're rejecting policies of medical professionals, right?
No, COVID, they may be talking medical professional.
COVID policy I am talking about.
Yeah, because
for
policies
medical
are taken
legal
through,
service.
through
COVID
IDA.
is
Yeah.
directly through Go Digit. That is nowhere doctor is responsible. It is complete wellness and Go Digit, insurance company. And
No. I think.
PI policy, I can speak on that. Professional indemnity policy.
No, I was not talking about. I was talking about the COVID policy that it issued last year, and which was given for doctors. I was just trying to find out what was the rejection. Okay. Yeah.
No, because similar question was there
one
in.
More thing, Dr. Arun Mishra, if you can just on PI policy, I think
I'll answer that because I have got similar question was in chat box by Dr. Mihir. He said, in case of professional indemnity policy, what is the claim settlement ratio if doctor failed to keep a proper medical records, which lead to defeat in consumer forum and have to pay compensation to the patient? In that case, will indemnity policy cover that compensation? Dr. Mihir, let me tell you very proudly, in any court of law, it is a presentation which helps in winning or losing a case. And if you are defended by doctor per se, in any court of law, majority of cases, rather I say 100% of cases were won by the doctor only, because there the medical terminology and other things plays a vital role and doctor can explain the case better. I proudly say that from last 16 years, whatever case we have fought in a court of law, not a single case we lost. There is no question of settlement per se. Yes, your second question was that if medical records has not been maintained and lead to be defeat, yes, it comes under medical negligence defeat service. For that, insurance company is bound to give you compensation. You are going to get a compensation, not to worry about that. But yet, medical records need to be taken care of because you are worried about your reputation also, not about the compensation. All my doctors are always there, are worried about the reputation for not winning and losing the case. So reputation plays a vital role. So my request that please do maintain medical record properly.
And Dr. Arun sir, for retroactive date also, I think we have missed.
Yeah, retroactive date. Suppose my doctor has got all the policies already existing with them and wanted to change the service provider. Suppose you got 10 years old PI policy covered by you and you want to change a new India, then all 10 years will be taken care. All the 10 years issues going to be taken care by the new India. So retroactive date means your old policies responsibility will be taken by the new company. So even old cases will be handled by new company and your policy will have that date 2009 or 2013 or 2018, whichever you want to. So retroactive date is already been provided to you in such a cases.
So in short, what sir is telling ki how in medical policy we get continuity benefit now. So in same in medical legal PI policy, if the retroactive date are covered, which is there in our scheme, so all the prior liability, if anything arise of, will be taken care by New India. So in our policy, the exact date will be mentioned of your past policy when it got originated. So that benefit is available here.
Any other questions, Snail, if at all any delegates have got?
Hello, yeah, good evening. First of all, I would like to thank all the speakers for such a wonderful elaboration of all the products. And also the participation from all the doctors here, it's very great. We will be keeping the discussion session going on for another 10 minutes. In case if there are any queries, you can post it in the chat box here so that the representatives can attend to it, followed by which we can conclude with the webinar. We have a question by Dr. Sakshi. Will the new policy being renewed in July be assisted by any medical legal team as given in this policy?
You're talking about PI policy or you're talking about COVID policy? If it is professional indemnity policy, we have already spoken about the retroactive date. So any renewal of your policy comes and you change over to medical legal service policy, all the retroactive date means even the old policies responsibility taken. Only need is that you need to submit all your old policies. Suppose you've got 3-year-old policies, all 3-year policy, if you submit, the new company will give a retroactive policy. For COVID policy, Uday sir and Lakshmikant is there to answer.
So, madam, I'll just brief you here. the dynamics during this 1 year between wave 1 and wave 2 has totally changed. So the policy which we had given in July, we are definitely bound to renew that policy. However, I just want to apprise you, during this year, none of the insurance companies are giving those same terms, conditions, and rates. So this policy which we will be renewing with you, we will definitely try with the same company. However, there the medical legal team was not there. We are, along with this policy of May policy, we are offering this session webinars and teleconsultation. Yes, if that is possible, we will definitely offer you. However, in the COVID policy, you don't require legal services support. So that legal services support will not be there. Whatever will be the new terms condition of a July policy, we will definitely let you know in the month of June itself. And for that, IDA and last year, Dibu sir and Anwar sir had helped us a lot to form that policy, so that we will come back with consultation of all in the month of June.
Oh, one question from my part is,
Yes, sir.
the legal indemnity issue, okay, in a legal indemnity issue, the case is always primarily filed in a lower court.
Okay.
And if for some instance the court gives an adverse reaction, does these policies cover appeals at higher courts?
Yes, very much.
Yes,
very much. Because
Sir,
that is
this
the terms and condition of the policy where because we also know that reputation of doctors is important, and we have taken all the care while constructing this policy. So appeal can be done to any higher court, where the one procedure is also given under appeal, where the committee of insurance company and medical legal service company and other people are going to sit, and they will going to see that how feasible it is to go for the appeal. There's two ways why appeal need to go. One, even insurance company is going to lose a huge money because they are going to pay directly to the client. So they want to save them. So if compensation been given by the court and where doctor have to pay, means that insurance company have to pay. Insurance company is definitely going to save their skin. So they are definitely going to go to appeal. Secondly, doctor is not happy with the judgment, and there could be a lot of things which doctor comment on. So on the basis of that, for the purpose of reputation saving also, on insist of a doctor, even medical appeal can be sought. And appeal is allowed where the payment we have already taken in consideration should be paid by the insurance company, the basic amount. Now with under new law, it is going to be 50% of compensation amount. Earlier it was 25,000, but now new law says about 5 lakh is compensation, the 2.5 lakh to be deposited in court of law for going to appeal. So that will be also going to be taken care by the insurance company. So rest assured, you are absolutely in a safe hand with the same protection offered to you in new PI policy.
At the same premium or an additional premium in case of any?
Pardon?
Is there an additional premium being?
No, not at all. Not at all. Premium is going to be same.
Sir, just explain about out-of-court settlement.
Yeah, there is another option kept in this, which is never been found in any of the insurance company, because we have argued with the insurance company regarding the accidental matter, which they do out-of-court settlement in various cases. Because an accidental matter, they know that 100% compensation is going to be given. So what insurance company does, they meet an opponent advocate and a complainant, and they settle the matter, and that has been submitted to court of law. Now the new CPA Act 2019 with Rule 2020 has already brought a chapter of mediation also, where court also wanted to do a in-court settlement, which is known as out-of-court settlement. So any indefensible cases which insurance feel that it is going to go against them, insurance company is willing to settle outside the court by negotiating with the opponent to save their money. So there is an additional feature offered in this particular PI policy, which has never well been found in any of the policy in the country. So out of court settlement is there, cosmetic coverage is there, 1:1 policy is there, legal coverage is there. Now with the medical legal service, if at all opted by the doctor, by additional premium is there, and naturally a policy inbuilt with phone consulting is already offered to doctors. All the things have been inbuilt in that with almost 60% discount, if I say, with the local market. Whichever policy doctor has taken, they can see their premium, what they paid till date, and just see the premium you are paying through IDA for this policy. You will see the difference. What premium? Yes, let me again and again remind you about that. In past time, because this has came to my knowledge, in past time, various agents, insurance agent has sold physician policies to BDS. Physician means for lowest premium, and my doctor go with the lowest premium. They have taken the policy which doctor are not knowing that what this policy is there, but they have given a physician policy which covers only your medical treatment, not a procedure. So don't go with a physician policy, go with a surgeon policy, because you come under the surgeon, 90% you are doing the procedure per se. Tomorrow, it should not happen that you have taken a physician policy and the insurance company will take opportunity to reject your claim. Only on that ground, because you are a surgeon, and consider yourself a surgeon because your degree itself says that you are a surgeon, and go for surgeon policy. So you'll be protected by everything. And surgeon policy, if you ask me, available in this country by every insurance company with a 2% premium of amount you shout for. So it is, if it was you are shouting for 1 crore, it is going to be 20,000 rupees plus GST, where because of the IDA, because of the Uday sir and Lakshmikant, you are getting a very, very nominal rate to pay, and you can enjoy this policy. And naturally, phone consulting is free. You can go with the phone consulting any number of time.
What's the premium here for per lakh?
I said per lakh, I don't know, but I'll tell you 12,000 for 1 crore for medical legal service, including only indemnity policy with some phone consulting is going to be 6,000 rupees. So you can imagine where the 20,000, where is the 6,000. So you can calculate 1 lakh also, but 1 lakh policy is not available. And I'll never advise to my doctor. If you really wanted to have a policy, don't look to money. Minimum 50 lakhs you should take. Even if 3 case comes, 50 lakhs is going to help you a lot. Don't ever go for less than 50 lakhs because it is not going to cost you 4,000, 5,000 a year, not even 400 rupees a month. And amount of charge you take for cosmetic treatment you are aware of. The more amount you take from the patient, more chances are there they are going to go to the court of law. Like in implant case, if you charge 1 lakh, 2 lakh to the patient, higher chances that they are going to go to the court of law. So don't look to the premium, but less minimum if you want, as my experience in this country, not less than 50 lakhs one dentist should take.
So in that, mainly more than the policy, in the pre-litigation stage, when any threat come from the patient, so immediately now IDA members can call to Dr. Risk and they will assist you and guide you properly what to do, what not to do. So I think most of the cases even don't rise up to court level. So it get resolved before that with proper guidance at proper time. So,
to add on to Lakshmi, I'll tell you with my experience, to add on to Lakshmi, for all my colleagues here, if pre-hand you have called to medical legal service provider, believe me, my friend, my experience out of 16,000 cases, not even 0.5%, not even 0.5% gone to the court of law. Because if resolved properly, audit of IPD, OPD people done properly, everything is ready document and not going to stand in court of law, your notice reply, go to the advocate and advocate understand that there's no use of filing a cases, majority of time my doctor get a benefit of that. So rest assured, because the pre-litigation support systems are always inbuilt in that, so you can enjoy that. Yes, one more question is there by Dr. Mihir. For medical records, can we keep electronic records and take a patient's signature in electronic format or tablet? Can we use a consent form in electronic format and take a digital signature or tablet? In my opinion, at present, it is not advisable. Yes, future it is going to have a ground because telemedicine law has allowed it. Telemedicine law has allowed the teleconsultation law has allowed digital signature, allowed the format of taking electronic consent. But as on today, even the physical signature is accepted in court of law. All other document you can save on electron media. But when question comes with the consent form, my humble request that have a signature of a patient, which is it is going to help you a lot, because tomorrow lots of conflict are going to happen in court of law that I was not using this number, my mail, I am not using this mail, and they can come out lots of defenses. For your sake, it is advisable that you need to have a consent form at least physically signed by the patient.
Debu sir, I already shared a letter of Dr. Medical Legal Services Indemnity policy on your WhatsApp. Please check.
Sir, one point which I want to raise, that out of court settlement, this question Dinesh has raised. So insurance company also likes that out of court settlement happens. So their cost on advocate fees and the time as well as the compensation part is finished as early as possible. So once The out-of-court settlement is ready between the doctor and his complainant, and the court is also ready when out-of-court settlement is possible, and out-of-court settlement under this policy is accepted by the insurance company. So insurance company will honor if the committee agrees to the compensation and the court case is resolved. So it will be welcome gesture. So that is covered under the policy.
So sessions are going to be continuous. Nehal, if everything can be resolved, we can wind up session today.
Yeah.
Permission of Uday sir and Lakshmikant.
Sure. I would just like all the doctors to end the session in case if they have all their questions resolved. If anyone is having still some questions, you can raise your hand so that we know. Also, I'll be putting up my email ID here in the chat box. Definitely, if there are some doubts which arise in future, you can write an email to me so we can connect you with the concerned person so that your query is attended. Okay, since no one has raised their hand, I assume that all the questions have been attended to. Thanking all the speakers once again on behalf of IDA for such a beautiful elaboration of the products. We appreciate each and everyone's time dedicated to this webinar, making it a successful one. Looking forward to maximum enrollments and participation from all the doctors, and we will in future come up with more such products for maximum benefit out of your membership. Please stay safe and healthy. God bless everyone. Thank you for such a beautiful webinar.
Thank you all delegates.
Thank you.
Thanks Nehal, thank Lakshmi, thank Dinesh, thank Uday,
Thank you,
and
sir.
all the people
Thank
who are instrumental to this.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, everybody.
very
Thanks all IDA delegates. Thanks a lot.